With the help of Comfort Keepers, I'm keeping my mom healthy.
I'm keeping Dad on schedule.
I'm keeping my mom happy.
Comfort Keepers in-home professional caregivers can provide meal planning and preparation, health and wellness services, and personal care services through custom care plans that can change as needs change, so your aging loved ones can stay happy and healthy in their own home.
Comfort Keepers, keeping the comfort of home.
Good morning. Our next guest is Val Valentine. She has been a volunteer and employee of Canine Companion for Independence here in San Diego County for a long time. She started back in 1992. She formally retired in 2006, but she now has beautiful Shirley, who is a facility dog. Welcome so much, Val and Shirley, to our program today.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show today, Val and Shirley.
It's our
Love
pleasure.
having
Thank you.
both.
Thank
Give
you.
us a little background on Canine Companions for Independence and how long have they been doing this great work, and a little bit more about the organization itself.
Well, it started 40 years ago. In my estimation, it is the best service dog organization in the United States. We have 6 different regions, one in New York, one in Florida, one in Ohio, one in Texas and San Diego, and our main headquarters is up in Santa Rosa.
So it is a national organization that people anywhere in the country could get involved with?
That is correct. And we have puppy raisers all over the United States. We have graduates all over the United States, and it's really an amazing organization.
We're so excited for Shirley to be here and for Val to be here
Of
today.
The dogs are trained for different types of services.
Yes.
So what are those different types of services that they're trained for?
We have 4 different categories. One is a full-service dog, which generally helps a person with a disability in a wheelchair, quadriplegic, someone that just needs assistance in having their wheelchair pulled, which is amazing. They learn to pull wheelchairs. And to give somebody that's basically independent a more independent life. They learn how to turn on and off lights. They can retrieve things, like if you drop your keys on the floor, they will pick up the keys for you. They are amazingly, to me, the best thing in the world is the companionship that they give the people, other than helping them in everyday life.
And that's a full service.
That's a full service dog.
So
yeah.
I noticed it says facility on her back. What does that mean?
A facility dog is a dog that works with a person generally in one facility. We're a little bit different in that we go to several. But for instance, her sister works with a woman that has a speech therapy school for children. And she goes into the school with them and she helps them motivate the kids to actually work and do the work that they need to do. Some work in hospitals all the time. Some are court dogs. In actuality, Shirley does all of this. She works with autistic children. She is a court dog. She works at Scripps Hospital. And I'll go into a little bit more detail because she's the facility dog. That's what we do.
When you say court dog?
Court dog.
What is a court dog?
A court dog is a dog that goes in with children when they have to testify, and they actually go into the witness stand with them and helps keep them calmer, and it's a little bit safer atmosphere they feel for them.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing.
And you're part of that, you go along with Shirley.
I'm attached.
You're attached.
The second category would be a hearing dog. So if somebody has difficult hearing or they're definitely deaf completely, the dog will alert to sound. For instance, if there's a knock on the door, the dog will run to the person and they actually do a little nose pop on the rear end here, and the person will go, "What?" And the dog runs to where the sound is. They do that for microwaves, for alarms, for doorbells, any of that type of thing that a deaf person would not be able to hear. And I was told once that was really kind of interesting, a person that was walking down the grocery store aisle, she said it was always make her nervous because she couldn't hear what was behind her. And all she had to do was watch the dog's ears, and she would know that somebody was coming up behind her. And just little things like that. It's just amazing.
Well, you have great stories. You've seen some amazing quality of life transformations.
Yeah. And I see them every week with her. Then the next category would be with a skilled companion. And a skilled companion is usually a child under the age of 18, or maybe somebody, an adult that has some mental disabilities in like speaking and so on. And what they need a facilitator. So they would have to have their mom or dad or a caretaker actually facilitate the dog to make sure that the dog did what it was supposed to do. And then we have, of course, Shirley, which I'll talk a little bit when we get through with the facts here.
So from a logistics standpoint, you know, unfortunately today we're seeing a lot of service dogs who have capes on, who have maybe gone through 1 week. I know myself, having Linda as my friend and a puppy raiser, that it's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of investment, both time and financial. So explain a little bit about what CCI does that's so different.
Okay, we have our own breeding program where we breed our own dogs. A lot of people say, why don't you use dogs that are from dog pounds? The reason being is that we know the temperament of the dogs from the very, very beginning. We have volunteer breeder caretakers, and once the puppies are born, they start with the puppy immediately. We start evaluating them. They are with the breeder caretakers for 8 weeks, and then they go with a volunteer puppy raiser. And once they go to the volunteer puppy raiser, it is their job to make sure that the puppy is socialized, is well loved. That's the easy part. They need to turn in monthly reports on how well the dog's doing. They talk about health, feeding, all of that. They need to go to classes twice a month. And the fun part about being a puppy raiser is that you get to take the dog with you everywhere. They go to movies, airplanes, grocery store, the
baseball game.
Baseball game. The ones that I raised, I actually was having a regular job, and I took them to the office with me. They are put into crates while you're working, so you can do your job real comfortably. My biggest problem was my bosses that would always come in and take the dog out of the crate and want to play with it, and that was really no-no. But it's an amazing thing to be able to be a puppy raiser. And then we hear all the time, I couldn't give the dog up. And for us, we see the end result. At one of our graduations, we actually, if our dog graduates, we actually give the leash to the person that's graduating it. And we see a person getting their life enriched because they have this wonderful creature with them, and they have much more freedom than they had before. And people talk to them, because a lot of times people see a wheelchair and they're like, uh-oh, I better. And amazingly, some people don't even see wheelchairs. But if you have a dog you are noticed and you are said hello to, they may say hello to the dog and then say hello to you, but
it's
people
the greatest
really,
opening conversation thing when
it's
we take
amazing.
our dog down to Del Mar Beach or on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, all of a sudden everybody is our best friend.
So after the 18 months of being raised by the puppy raiser, then the dog goes to college.
That is
so
correct.
There's even more training.
That is correct. They, the hard part for the puppy raiser is, of course, turning the dog in. And I know with my own, I thought the dog was never going to be loved again. But when you see the trainers and the commitment that they do to training these dogs, they're going to teach them a total of 40 commands, which is a lot of commands.
I don't even have no 40 commands.
She has
My girlfriend's been trying to teach me 40 commands and hasn't worked.
Hasn't worked.
No, she hasn't thrown me out yet. But
well, you're still in. You're okay.
Yeah.
But when they turn them in, they're going to evaluate them for their health. They're going to evaluate them to see if they have any fear issues, like a loud noise. We were in the hospital one day and there was this really loud noise, and Shirley looked at it and like, oh, okay. they're going to evaluate to see if they have any prey drive, because you don't want to be sitting in your wheelchair and all of a sudden this dog takes off this way. You have to be really careful with that. Mainly you have to make sure that their health is good. And even mainly besides that, the dogs have to be happy working. We don't want, now Shirley doesn't always look happy, but she's happy, trust me.
Oh, she looks content to me.
But we want a dog that really, really wants to work, that enjoys working. And we wouldn't want to place it with anyone that didn't, where it wasn't happy.
And let's talk about dollars and cents, because obviously there's a cost to this. So first thing, my understanding is Canine Companion is depends on donations.
Yeah, nonprofit.
Nonprofit, so it depends on donations. So we hope people that are watching this will get online and make a contribution. But in terms of somebody receiving a dog, is there a cost to the person who actually receives the dog?
There is no cost. The dogs has been valued. They've been valued with the training, the breeding, any kind of health issues, administration, all of that. They put a value of $45,000 to $50,000. We primarily rely on corporations, on foundations, on personal donations, and when you take into account the amazing volunteer staff we have and the puppy raisers, then that helps absorb the cost somewhat. But the amazing part is that there is no cost to a participant.
And then I assume you get an application from somebody. Where do you get the applications from? Or I mean, are there organizations that are seeking these people out that come to you to say this person needs to receive a dog, or how does that logistics work?
Generally, if you want to get a dog and you have a disability, you can go on to cci.org, and there is an application in our website there. It's my understanding that you need to get a doctor's referral and a physical therapist referral, and you fill out the application, and there's about a year and a half wait. And when you take into the consideration of going through all the applications, they receive about 100 applications a month.
Wow.
So there's a lot of processing to do. Once a person is accepted, then we take all the puppy reports that we receive from all the puppies that are still in the program that we've decided are going to be a good service dog. We take all their information, and then we take all the information from the person that has sent in the application, and we start matching up. Would this dog be good for this one? Would this be good for this? Would this person wants a facility dog? Where does she work? What is it going to do? This person needs, and so on. They want to know your family life. They want to know how many dogs you have at home. They want to know what your lifestyle is. So they put the two together, and then they have this pool of people that are going to get dogs.
And then they also bring the people to the campus.
Yes, the campus. Once you're approved, you have to go to the campus and live on site. We have dorms that are facility for disabled people. The period of training is 2 weeks. We have a team training going on right now where 17 people are going to be receiving dogs this coming Saturday.
Wow.
And it's just really exciting.
That's got to be a very emotional moment, because it's like a kidney donor.
Oh yeah.
You know, somebody's giving their kidney to someone. They get the people together. And
if you go to a graduation, which by the way are open to the public, which by the way you can get online.
Which by the way, there's a lot of Kleenex boxes around.
That's what I was just going to say. There's Kleenex boxes on all the chairs. It's just very, very emotional.
Oh, it has to be.
And just heartwarming.
So in terms of our time, we're getting short on time, but where do you volunteer with Shirley?
Okay. Shirley and I graduated in 9 years ago, and we've been together. I go to Terry, which is a school for autism. At Terry, she goes and she helps ground the children. They brush her, they take her for walks, she has a little set of commands that she does, and they give her treats. And then we go to Casa de Amparo, which is preschool children, and Some of them are like 18 months, and I'll put about 5 leashes on her, and they toddle around. Some of them are still in their diapers. It's just really a riot. And they just take her around the walk. Come on, Shirley. And she just follows them around. There again, they brush her, give her treats, does her do her commands. Then we go to Women's Resource Center, same thing with the children. And then we go to Scripps Hospital. And at Scripps Hospital, she basically will work in the physical therapy department, and she helps with brain trauma quite a bit, strokes. And here again, if I go through the array of little commands that she does, I will give them about 5 commands a person with working on their memory, and then they are supposed to repeat that. And it helps them get through, oh, I'm not doing a good job, because Shirley doesn't make any judgment on it. It's just like, give me the treat, I don't care. And so, and then brushing, that helps with their motor skills, get their arms moving again. We walk with the patients, and the court dog, that's a pretty amazing event that we do also. So.
Wow. You are really to be honored for the work that, I mean, Shirley has been well trained, but you are part of that, and you should be honored as all the people that participate in our training. You should be
It's
honored.
A gift to me to see what a dog can bring to people, and to see, there was one woman we visited that had Alzheimer's, and it was a senior citizen community. And we were walking around this circle, and I came across this woman, and there was just this total blank look on her face. And I asked her, I said, would you like to pet my dog? And nothing. And so I took her hand, and I actually started her hand brushing Shirley. And all of a sudden, this big recognition thing and this big smile came up. Those are the kind of things, they're little, but it's the kind of things that I see so often. It's really just a blessing for me. It really is.
Well, before we have to sign off, can I have a treat to give to
sure.
Shirley before we? Because I'm not going to get, I want Shirley to like me. So. Not that I don't think there's any problem with that.
Okay, she can do sit and stand and shake, and she can do a speak. So you can have her do any one of those.
Okay. All right, wait a second. Okay, that's, if I say speak, speak. Ooh. Whoa. Oh, I love you. Because my dog doesn't do squawk. Okay.
She says, now come on, the treat's got to follow.
Okay, sit. Okay. Oh, how about a hug?
Oh.
Val, thank you so much for being here.
You and
Shirley and the whole organization is an amazing benefit to society and people locally and around the nation. So thank you so much for being here. So stay tuned. We'll be right back for more Senior Stay or Go TV.
With the help of Comfort Keepers, I'm keeping my mom healthy.
I'm keeping Dad on schedule.
I'm keeping my mom happy.
Comfort Keepers in-home professional caregivers can provide meal planning and preparation, health and wellness services, and personal care services through custom care plans that can change as needs change, so your aging loved ones can stay happy and healthy in their own home.